I'm Canadian A, but if you guys have like any influencing opportunities in Los Angeles, I'm totally free to move there. Hello and welcome back to yet another episode of No Rose, All Thorn. My name is Amelia Wedemeyer, and today we are almost there, people. This is the home stretch. We're talking about Matt's hometowns. So if it didn't seem like Rachel was already the winner, I think this episode really tried to tell us, hey, Rachel's gonna win this whole thing. And I will tell you why. So let's talk first about Michelle's hometown date. We meet Michelle's lovely parents, and Matt has a little one-on-one, I guess you can call it, with her father. And her dad says, so do you love Michelle? Like, what is going on here? And Matt is like, I haven't told her that because I don't want to say something I don't believe yet, but I will say that I am falling for your daughter. He uses the word falling, but he also leaves out in love. So I think that's very important to note. And then later on, Matt is with Michelle, and Michelle's like, okay, I want to tell you something. I'm falling in love with you, Matt James. And Matt, you know, he doesn't nod. He doesn't say, thanks, I'm falling in love with you too. He does this. And then promptly makes out with her as if to shut her up. Like, girl, I don't want to talk to you, which is a little rude, but whatever. So she declares her falling in love with him, and he just decides to think it's a great time to make out with her. And we get a little into the moment with Michelle, and Michelle is like, you know, I told him I'm falling in love with him, and I got a really positive smile, which worries me. I am just afraid that that positive smile is more of like, you're a nice person, and I'll take you to fantasy suites. But I'm really in love with Rachel. So on Bree's one-on-one date, we meet Bree's family, and I love Bree's mom. Bree's mom is incredible because she is grilling Matt. She is like, I'm worried because this is a fast process, and I don't know if you're good enough for my Bree. Are you falling for my daughter? Are you in love with her? And Matt goes, I'm falling for her. Again, he uses language that it leaves it up to interpretation. And then later on in the night, Bree, she's like, I need to tell you something. I am falling in love with you. And Matt goes, thank you for sharing that with me. Ugh, that's not good. And then moving on to Rachel's date, you know, Rachel's parents, wow, interesting people. I love that they named their one daughter Rachel and their other one Trinity. Anyway, Matt and Rachel's dad go off to have their little one-on-one talk. And he's just like, I'm really concerned about this timeline. I do declare that I am concerned. I mean, he doesn't really talk like that, but can't you imagine that? Kind of unprompted. Like, her dad doesn't even ask, are you falling in love with my daughter? Matt just decides to declare it. He's just like, you know what? I want to ease any and all concerns that you have because I'm pretty sure that you're going to be my father-in-law. He says to Rachel's dad, I've told your daughter that I'm falling in love with her. Did you hear that? He uses in love. He actually puts the in love on the end of I'm falling for her. Matt does not have a good poker face. I would love to play poker against him because I would win a lot of money. He can't not be honest. The only person he's used language saying love is Rachel. So I just worry about the other girls. We also said goodbye to SERENA P on tonight's episode. I really liked her. I thought she was really feisty and funny, but she was very young. So I think that was probably a contributing factor. And also, she just didn't really feel like Matt was the one. On the date, Matt said that he could feel her kind of pulling away after talking to her family. Even her sister said, I don't see you like really falling for him, which was like, okay, rude. But anyway, Matt's like, oh God, I'm a little concerned here. And so, you know, he talks to Chris in the woods, okay? And he's just like, I felt SERENA kind of pushing away from me, and I don't know how to feel. I am a little nervous about this. And Chris is like, okay, well, you need to talk to her now, all right? And Matt's like, okay, I will. So he goes to SERENA P. And honestly, I think he was a little caught off guard because she straight up tells him, you know, I think you're a great person, but you're not my person. Matt, he's like in shock. He's like, what? I don't think he was really expecting her to be like, see ya, bye. And part of me was like, wow, so now you know what it feels like, which I know is really petty, but whatever. And he's just like, you're breaking up with me? You're breaking up with me, the Bachelor? You, contestant, breaking up with me? Huh, I'm in shock. But anyway, SERENA P leaves, and I do think, if anything, we're gonna see her in paradise, but I think she has a good chance for Bachelorette. I really do, because she's really spunky, she's really funny. She would kind of remind me me of like Caitlin Bristow, but like even more fun. And they're both Canadian. I do think she's a little young, but again, she knows what she wants. She's not afraid to let someone go who she thinks isn't her person. She's very decisive. So you know what, Serena P, I am rooting for you to be seen yet again in Bachelor Nation, which I'm sure we will. So after, Serena P kind of self-exits, Matt goes in a bit of a tailspin. He has his final 3 girls, Bree, Michelle, and Rachel, and he has 3 roses on the little stand. And he's like, I'm very serious about this. As you can see, there are 3 roses left. There are 3 ladies left. I just want to reiterate to you guys what it means to accept a rose. It means that you're in this to win this, and I don't want to see any of you slacking off, okay? I'm serious, and look at me in the eyes. I want you to think long and hard about what it means for you to have this rose. He kind of takes it to another level. The tone immediately shifts in the room, and it is like serious. Like we've never seen this before out of Matt, and it's a little unsettling. But he gives out the roses, and he gives one to Michelle first, and then Rachel, and then Bree. So those are your final 3. And wow, I guess we're gonna be going to fantasy suites with those ladies. Very exciting. Happy for them. Anyway, thank you guys again for watching this. Make sure you are subscribed to the Ringers YouTube page, and I will see you again soon.